distinguished Rotarians. No. Yeah. Now, on the topic of how can I give through vocational service, I'd like to ask if I can be allowed a few minutes to share a project which has been initiated by our Rotary Club of Kuching. And I believe it's a prime example of Rotary in action and how we can give through our vocational service. Okay, next slide. Okay. So what I'm going to present to you is the Rotary Volunteers Rural Health Project in remote Sarawak villages. Next slide. Okay, it is funded by our Rotary Club and it's endorsed by the Sarawak General Hospital and the Malaysian Medical Association. Next slide. The location of this project is in Ullok, which is a remote part of Sarawak, located far inland from the major towns on the coast, and traveling to Ullok around the area is very expensive and time-consuming. Access to medical care is limited, and the communities in the Baram area have low cash incomes because most of the people are subsistence farmers. Next. These trips allowed Rotarians to give through their vocations to offer specialist attention to poor rural patients, provide dental health care, and to transport patients who need hospital attention to hospitals in the bigger towns. Almost all the people the volunteer medical team treated had not seen a doctor for 4 years. The lucky ones who had seen a doctor were obliged to make the long trip to Miri. A government flying doctor service, the DVS, visits the villages, you can just move on, by helicopter, but it is staffed only by medical assistants and nurses, not dentists. So the Rotary volunteer medical teams complement the service of the DVS, and the volunteers spend a week in the area visiting villages and spending time with the local communities. They are dedicated to providing the best possible primary health care to the locals. At times when the roads are not passable by four-wheel drive, the team trek on foot for a few kilometers. Next. Just move on. The Baram area is vast and the communities are spread out over the entire region, and most of the villages only receive about 5 visits a year from the flying doctor service. And each village flying doctor service stops for only 2 to 3 hours. These are the people who, the volunteer medical doctors, these are the penants. These are not settled people. A lot of them are moving around in the jungles. So the volunteer teams go and see them. Okay. They trek to the jungle. These are the young kids who are welcoming the volunteer medical team. Next. This is a typical scene in an open air clinic. Again, the team had a unique experience of organizing an open air clinic in Balai, Penang settlement, which is 2 hours drive from Long Bangak. The closest small airstrip, and an elderly Penang man here who had suspected tuberculosis was transported to Long Bangak, where there's a small government hospital. So this is the condition that the volunteer doctors, and some of them are Rotarians as well, have been involved in. Can you please move on, please? Okay. So this is one example of a volunteer Rotarian who is using his vocation to help Dr. Shan Mugam from Rotary Club of Johor Bahru. Okay, next. Dr. Xavier is not Rotarian yet, but I'm hoping that I can entice him to be a Rotarian. He is the young fellow who is behind this whole project. Move on, please. And we even had our own Rotarian here, Patrick Panay, and his spouse, lovely spouse, Pipi and Panay, who volunteered as well, used their vocation. They actually went on one of the medical patients and they helped register patients and classify them. Okay, next move on. But many challenges remain. Socioeconomic and educational deprivation is very widespread. Land and food security have been long-standing problems. Infrastructure is lacking and medical equipment available is very basic. However, despite these challenges, improvements in healthcare have already been achieved. Next. So this is a scene, a very typical scene, a young sick child. To conclude. Okay. Suffering from a serious skin disease, a young Penang mother. Thank you so much. Okay. Some more pictures of all the people whom us Rotarians have helped came through our vocation. Carry on. This is there was just one. There was a patient here. This man before. before, just the one before. If you look at him, he had been beaten by a centipede. Again, he had no antiseptic, and soon his leg was going to be infected, and he could have lost his life. His leg would have been amputated. But thanks to the doctors who were there, they treated him. Okay, these are the dentists who are very busy, the busiest. Some of these people never see a dentist for ages. Okay, next. And then also another volunteer doctor through his vocation, Dr. Shanmugam. Moving on. These are also rotary. Okay.
Thank you, Audry. Now, you see the